The vibration that we feel, usually from the words, is connected to what we think, is connected to what we believe it is true. So the words have an intention behind them, and the intention is very important when we use them to communicate with people, to communicate with the world, and to express what we feel. In the understanding of what is behind the vibration of the world, we can then conclude that it is not about the language in itself, but it is about how you feel about the language and how this communication that you have using the language helps you to get deeper into yourself. That is why when we are used to speak from a deeper vibration, this vibration is translated into a word. This word carries energy in it, and then this energy becomes a truth, your truth in this world. You create a reality from within with the use of this vibration in the world. So, if you are using your understanding of a specific word and connecting it to the vibration that is inside yourself, then your reality will be different because you are projecting a different way of seeing the world through this word that is connected to your vibration. Every human being can do this, but the condition is to be connected deeply to the vibration that is felt beyond the words that we can hear in our mind and can understand linguistically speaking. When we connect to an ancient language that is spoken through the vibration of the body, then it is automatically connected to this vibration that is already there for you. What happens with the language is that it works like trigger of energetic point in you. So if you spoke, for example, an alien language that uses very specific syllables and very specific tones of your voice, you will be then able to trigger specific points in your body so as your body expresses itself before it becomes a condition in your mind. That is why the vibration of certain languages, especially ancient and alien, they have a specific way of changing your reality when you speak them because they vibrate you at a deep level which synchronizes you with your whole reality, your whole truth. So you become more authentic when you speak those languages because it goes beyond the mind, it goes beyond your conditioning, it strips you down to the core. So, what do you want to express specifically with the constitution of who you are, independently from how you will express it correctly with a language that is spoken by everybody around you? The language of light need a different carrier than the language of the body, which is basically sonic in vibration, because the body needs this interaction through the voice, and not only the spoken voice, but the voice that we all have inside the body to be able to express this vibration. A light language by itself is a language that is triggered by a specific energy that it not necessarily speaking the word to communicate at this level that we are understanding right now. The language of light then has to be differentiated between what you have internally inside you and externally as a mean to express what you feel inside yourself. That is why working with your voice expresses the depth because it vibrates you from inside. Whereas the expression of the light that is outside you, it vibrates you still, but not at the same level. To learn to trigger specific linguistic points that are linked to the light that is already in you will carry a different information to people. That is a different level of light language. Light language is a language that links every cell of you to the light that is already existed inside of you. It's an accumulation of points that make the light come out as a strong vibration to trigger the light that is already in other people. That is why light language is not a sonic in vibration. It's not the same. We are not talking about a strong physical reaction of vibration. We are talking about something that is more subtle, something that has power to conduct a whole way of exposing the world in a different way. You are talking about alchemy. This is alchemy. The start of an alchemy is to vibrate through the voice and then move into vibrating the different points of energy that you have inside your body in a light way. This then means that you can change the structure of the world outside of you by moving the energy inside of you, which becomes an electromagnetic form in itself. An energy that is carrying a light language is an energy that travels fast in space and time. That means you can communicate with this language with any entity that you want to speak with. So it is not the same way as speaking a vibrational sonic language in here. This, you are at the same level. The other one, it conducts you to a different space and time. So if you want to trigger your communication in here, you can use vocal language that is vibratory in essence. But if you want to use a light language that you can learn from your own cells, then you are connecting to a very different level of space and time, and it opens your mind to understanding the universe in a very, very different way. A cell is the basic component of what you are. A cell represents a microcosm of the universe in itself. The composition of the cell that represents the composition of the universe in itself. To be able to communicate with the universe then becomes much easier through the cell because it's already a representation of the universe as a whole. To be able to use this light language, then you need to trigger what is already in you, which means to bring an infinite light within the cell to be able to feel that the cell is vibrating at a very different level. When you use that vibration, then you are managing to create a code that is released from the cell, and that becomes one single thing that is linked to the whole system of vibrations that you have inside all your cells to transmit a code to be able to link yourself to something else. To learn this light language, you need to learn how to generate specific light from within yourselves. That comes to an understanding of what is a cell at an energetic level. The cell then becomes a conductor, not a conducer, a conductor of the rhythm that you need to install within yourself to be able to produce the right electromagnetic field. To come to a point where you can understand that, you need to tune yourself to different cells of your body. And to be able to understand how the cell works by tuning in energetically into your cells. Let's, for example, take a finger and go deeper into the finger, into the nail. The composition of the cells in the nail will be different from the composition of the rest of the skin and so on. So let's say that you want to work on understanding at the deeper level the cell of your fingertip in comparison with the cell of your nail. The code will not be the same, and the composition of the light will not be the same. But however, you need to use your energy and your focus to be able to trigger the light inside those two components, the cell of the fingertip and the cell of the nail. Once you are there, you can tune in with this energy you have generated and start really having this deep conversation with that cell. It takes focus from your mind and the ability to believe that you are communicating with a specific cell. Now, the energy that has to come from your brain to be able to go that deep and that precise into communicating with a very specific cell in your body, your cell needs to be ready to receive this information. So that means your focus needs to be physically, first of all, on that part of the body. You feel it, you create the connection to it, and then it becomes a little group. That little group of cells is the concentration of what you want to be able to communicate with. Once you start having this conversation with a very specific part of your body, then and only then you can generate the energy that you need to be able to trigger the light in that specific point of your body. Then inside that, you will see that there is a whole world that becomes like a galactic order in that specific part, and that within it you will see spheres and you will see other components. So that means it's the same way of communicating with the stars. You are using that communication that you establish with the stars to be able to communicate with the cells within your body. Transposing the energy of communication, which is bigger, into something smaller, then allows you to understand the universe in a very different way, but also to be specifically communicating with that part of you that need to trigger the light code that is necessary for you to be able to communicate with other things that exist in the universe. We think that communication goes external. But when you communicate with yourself, you are at the same time communicating externally. The microcosm is exactly the same as the macrocosm. The big entity of the universe is the same as the small entity in you. One communicates through the other. You cannot understand that with your mind, but you can feel it inside yourself, because then you can enter yourself and then communicate through a passage into a different dimension. You are just closing the gap between what is small and what is big. It's exactly the same thing, seen in a different way. When you communicate with yourselves in a light way, you are automatically starting to communicate with a different dimension, and vice versa. That is how you start communicating and generating light language.